Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Joji and I do makeup tutorials and makeup reviews here on my channel. So if you are curious to see more of my future videos, make sure that you are subscribed. So in today's video, I will be reviewing the new foundation from Makeup Forever. And we are going to do a wear test for about 10 hours today, and we're going to see the performance and the initial application of this foundation. I am very excited because last week I did review the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. So if you're curious to see on my review for that foundation, I will put the link on the description down below. So right now it is about not exactly, it is 10:01 a.m. So it's very early for me. We just had a time change, so basically right now it's supposed to be 9, so I woke up really early. So you can see I'm still a bit puffed, but ignore that because we are going to see the foundation on my skin, not on my eyes. So if you are curious to see all of that and know the initial application of this foundation, just keep on watching. Before I start the application, of course, I am going to talk about the product, so you guys just have a little bit of idea about the foundation. So the retail price of this is $55 Canadian. It is a medium coverage foundation with a liquid formula and a natural finish. And I'm just going to read you quickly. It has a micro skin system. Follow skin movement, provides immediate high correction and smooth skin. It has vegetable origin glycerol, helps to preserve the initial moisturizing of the skin during 24-hour period. And also exopolysaccharide, right? I don't know, forgive me guys. But I'm gonna put the letters on the screen so you guys, if you know how to read it, good. But I'm not. So it helps for radiance of complexion during 24-hour period. And Sephora says what it is an undetectable liquid foundation that blurs and covers imperfections for up to 24 hours. Powered by a micro skin system that syncs with the skin for true to skin finish. So we are going to expect a very natural and skin looking foundation today. So we're going to see that. I have two methods to apply. I have a brush and a sponge right here. And this is how the packaging look like. Very nice. Everything is also listed on the packaging. So if you are curious to know that as well. Also, I just wanted to mention, let's talk about the packaging. I love that this is such a cute but also very chic color. It's nude. I love that it's glass bottle. The lid is very nice. It has 30 ml standard, and my shade today is 2Y20. I was having a hard time choosing my shade because I ordered this online, because guess what? It is sold out in Sephora. I just decided to order online, so I hope this is good enough. And let's give it a shake. First is we are going to apply a primer as usual, because I want it to be fair with the foundation, because not using a primer is almost like, you know, you're just literally sabotaging the foundation. Although there are some other brands that just like, oh, no need primer for this, or just apply a moisturizer. But I find that the primer that I use from Too Faced, which is, you probably are familiar with, if not then this is what I'm using. Let's try this on. It comes with a pump. I love the pump on this one because it's the gloss finish, so it doesn't really stain the foundation. I love when a certain brand decided to go with a glossy finish anyway, because it's just easy to clean, you know. So let's put this on. I'm gonna use one pump. Wow, it's really new. Okay, there you go. So that is the one pump right there, if you are curious to know how much comes out. So I'm going to apply my foundation using a brush on this side and sponge on this side. Let's see. Okay, so that is the shade, I forgot, 2Y20. So 2Y20. I think I could pull this off, but I could already see that it's just a bit peachy on my skin right now. But we are going to see once I blend it. But overall, this is the best, I think, the closest shade that I can get for my skin right now. I went to Sephora as well. I went to swatch it before I ordered online because it makes sense for me to do that. Okay, first initial application, I would say this is a very, very thin foundation. I couldn't detect where I'm placing it as soon as I blend it. So that's a good thing. Okay. Wow. So far, I'm not noticing any foundation, so I'm just gonna build up. Alright, so there you go, guys. That is one pump of the foundation, and that is the initial application. As you can see, very, very light and really thin. The shade now, what do you think? It's actually really good. I would say it is probably the best shade for me right now, but in the summer I definitely go a little bit darker. But right now it's pretty good. I would just say maybe just a slight lighter, but we're going to see if it deoxidizes later. But normally I don't really experience that a lot on a foundation. But I prefer this way because I can put bronzer, I can contour, and just kind of like tone it down a little bit if it's too light. So color is good, and that is the bare skin. This is with foundation. So this is where you can see if it's truly what it is. Like they say, true to skin, natural finish. I would say it is. But I definitely have some things that I'd like to talk about after the application because I would like you guys to know. So let's apply on this side with a sponge. And I'm going to do the same thing, one pump, and let's see. Okay guys, so that was very, very quick. As you see, I did use a sponge, and definitely one pump wasn't enough for my half face because sponge just kind of sucked everything. Yeah, so on my forehead, this shade, because my forehead is just a hint darker than my face here, the foundation is a bit light. So definitely need a bronzer because I can see the hairline over there is more brown. Okay, so I added one more pump, and this is how it looks like. So as you can see, so that is with initial application, one pump from each side with a brush and with the sponge. What do you guys think? I definitely have to say something, but I need to finish this first. I'm also going to just kind of like apply a sponge on this side because I feel like it just needs that extra press. I don't know, I'm not satisfied with a brush. That's just a first thing that I wanted to talk about after this application. Alright you guys, I adjusted my light because I feel like that was too bright. You couldn't see what I'm just about to tell you. But first, before I powder this foundation, I just wanted you to see the texture of my skin. So I'm going to zoom you in and really get to point it out to you how the skin looks right now. I mean in the camera and looking at far, it looks really good. But this is definitely something that I noticed. And compared to other foundation that I have reviewed lately, there's something. Okay, so that is that and that. Now let's set it with a powder. So I use just the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm gonna use a sponge. Not going to set it a lot because I don't oil as much as I do in the summer. Alright, so after powder, you can take a look at again. It's a decent foundation, okay? So yes, that is the application. We finished. Let's see, now it is 10:18. So that was like just about less than 15 minutes of application. And now I'm going to tell you my experience and also what I've seen on this initial application, and we are going to see the performance after 10 hours. So now here is my first thought of the initial application. As you guys see, definitely the formula, it dries really quick, so you need to be fast. If you're not fast enough, you are going to see that foundation just kind of stick on your skin and it's harder to blend, and you're going to have a hard time trying to get rid of that foundation that dries up on your skin. And it's gonna be worse if you apply it on your dry skin. So normally my skin is more of a combination right now. I'm not suffering a lot of dryness. It's been really good. So far, what I've noticed on the brush is definitely the formula is very, very thin. But I just feel like because of its thing that it says undetectable foundation, it would look like skin, that the formula is very thin. I almost feel like I wanted to have just a tiny bit of coverage so that when I tried to blend the foundation, spread it on my skin, it still has that coverage. I just feel like it loosens up a little bit of that quality in the foundation. Which is almost like you also wanted to use more in order for you to spread the product. So I definitely noticed that the moment you spread the foundation, it dries quickly, and also you need to use more just to cover the whole face. I don't know, I have a big face anyway, and a forehead of course, but that's number one thing I noticed. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is this foundation, because of its quick drying formula, I feel like it tends to cling on the dryness, and it emphasizes a little bit of my texture around my skin, especially if you have dry patches. It almost looks like that, but it's not terrible. Based on my experience and what other foundation does on my skin, I'm just trying to compare it now. I'm not going to say the brand because I will be doing a comparison as well, so you guys can see what I meant. But for this foundation, I just feel like it emphasized a little bit of my texture. And after the powder, you can definitely see a powder over there, but I will need to give it time. And right now, looking at it, it's getting better. So we are going to see that, and it says 24 hours, but we're not going to go there. That's too much, guys. So overall, great product, very thin as they said, and we are going to see the performance later. So if you are curious, of course, watch till the end of this video, because I will be seeing the overall performance, the thought of the foundation, and how it performs. So I'm very, very excited. I just hope that this foundation calms down a little bit. I feel like it's one of those foundations that it needs more time to sit on the skin, and then boom, it's good. So we're going to see that. I'm excited, I am curious, at the same time I'm nervous because I really wanted this foundation. So let's hope for that, and I think that's it for today. I hope you guys are enjoying and having a great day, and I will see you in just a few hours. Bye guys! Hey guys, I am back with my check-in with you, the performance of Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. We finished applying everything around 10:20 a.m. and now it is 6:04 p.m. So it is almost 8 hours, let's say 8 hours, and this is how the foundation looked like. So I wanted to also show you around 5 to 6 hours, but I couldn't make it home, so I will insert just a short clip of a video from my phone so that you guys can see how it looked like. And also it is more of a natural light, so that is on the screen right now. That is around 5 to 6 hours. And right now, this is the 8-hour one. And what is interesting about it is when I met my friend this morning, she asked me, what did you film today? And I said, I did film a foundation and I'm wearing it right now. Ask her, like, what do you think? And she said, it's a little bit dry on your skin. And that's what exactly I mentioned it initially when I applied the foundation. And I could say that it is very, very true, guys. Like, I feel like right now, if I look at on my skin, there are some dry patches here from the mask, and it's just kind of like clings over here. There's a little bit of dryness there, a little bit of dryness around here, and also I'm going to show you a zoom in around my T-zone, especially around my nose. So right here, and around the T-zone. So there is definitely a build up around my nose or a creasing, but it's a combination of powder and foundation. And also on my forehead, I really hope that you can see what I meant. Over there, it does emphasizing my fine lines there, which is I don't really notice it on other foundations. And around here, what's interesting here around my nose, it's very fine, and I don't know if the camera or the camera can catch it, but it's very fine. And that's what I noticed. The fact that they say that it is a skin-like foundation, it's not doing it. It looks a little bit more obvious, very obvious on the skin, which is not my expectation, and overall disappointed with this foundation. Now I'm gonna give you a reason why you should want to get it. Good thing with this foundation, even after 8 hours, this is how the foundation looked like and didn't set it. So I remember the last video that I have with NARS, I have to set it after about 8 hours, and this foundation haven't set anything yet. So I could go with this without doing a powder for another 2 hours, and it will probably be okay. And so that's a good thing. So if you are more oily skin, this foundation is probably going to work for you. And I think that's pretty much what I wanted to touch base with you with the 8-hour wear. I'm going to be back after around 2 more hours because I said 10-hour wear. I'm not going to set it with a powder because I wanted to show you how this foundation lasts even after 10 hours without setting it. And that's it, guys. I will see you in just the next few hours. Hey guys, so here is the 10-hour wear of the foundation that I tried this morning. As you see, my face is definitely oily than 2 hours ago, and I could say definitely 100% that this foundation couldn't last 24 hours on my face because look at how oily it is. And we're not going to go there because that's too far. Unless I want to set it with a powder, I could probably give it a bit more. Let's say maximum 14 hours, I would say. Take a look at around my T-zone, especially around my nose. It's basically the same thing. It's just get a bit more oily, and all the fine lines and some deposits there. It is not terrible, guys. Like, I'm not saying that this foundation it's terrible, it doesn't do the thing, or it doesn't last or something. The only thing that I think I was expecting about this foundation is looking more like a skin, which doesn't look like that on me. And like I said earlier, if you have more oily skin, maybe it will work for you, but for me it's just accentuate the textures, accentuate some of my pores, and also it clings on dryness. And yeah, the lines didn't disappear, it's still there. And overall, my skin just looked a little bit less youthful. That's what I wanted to say. And overall, I would say I have to rate this foundation. So I'm gonna rate it 5. And I would definitely play around with this foundation. I'm gonna try different moisturizer, different primer, and see how it goes. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I hope this is useful for you. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe on my channel if you wanted to see more of my future videos. And again, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys!